The Nightingale and the Rose by Oscar Wilde is a story about a nightingale who sacrifices her life for what she believes is true love. It tells the story of a bird that gives everything to create a red rose for a young student who is in love. The story begins with a young student of philosophy who is very sad. He is in love with the professor's daughter and wants to dance with her at a ball. She has told him she will dance with him if he brings her a red rose. The problem is that he cannot find a red rose anywhere in his garden. He feels hopeless and cries because his happiness seems to depend on this one small thing he cannot get. A nightingale, sitting in her nest in an oak tree, hears the student's sad cries. She has often sung about a perfect, passionate lover, and she believes she has now found one in the student. Moved by his strong feelings, she decides she must help him. The nightingale thinks his happiness is a noble cause and feels that he is a true lover. She flies through the garden, asking different rose trees for a red rose. In return, she promises to sing them her most beautiful song. First, she asks a white rose tree, but it cannot help. Then, she asks a yellow rose tree, which also tells her it cannot produce a red rose. Finally, she finds the rose tree under the student's window, the one that is supposed to grow red roses. However, this tree tells her that the cold winter has damaged it, and it cannot grow any roses this year. The tree then explains there is only one way to create a red rose, but it is a terrible and painful way. The nightingale must sing all night with her breast pressed against one of its thorns. The thorn must pierce her heart, and her blood must flow into the tree to create the red color of the rose. Even though it means giving her life, the nightingale decides that love is more valuable than life itself and agrees to the sacrifice. As the moon shines, she presses her breast against the thorn and begins to sing about the beauty of love. As her song fills the night, a pale rose starts to grow. As her lifeblood flows out, the rose slowly turns from pale to a deep crimson red. Her song becomes weaker and weaker until, with a final burst of music, she dies just as the rose becomes perfectly red. The next morning, the student is thrilled to see the perfect red rose. He picks it and hurries to the professor's daughter, sure that she will now dance with him. But the young woman is not impressed at all. She tells him that another man has sent her real jewels, and she says that jewels are much more valuable than flowers. Heartbroken and angry, the student throws the beautiful red rose into the street, where a cartwheel runs over it. He decides that love is a foolish thing, not as useful as logic or his books. He goes back to his studies, forgetting the love that the nightingale had died for.